And we have a couple other questions that we'll be finishing up in the group. And again, if you are engaged and you're planning a wedding, we would love for you to join us in our couples group, which is 417 Engaged Couples. And just excited thank you for being here. Thank you for everybody out there that has watched us online and live, and but yeah, so excited that we're here. So thank you all. Make sure that if you have any questions, again, as far as the group, that you can comment. The girls will get right back with you. And I forgot to mention, behind the cameras, we have Shelby and Katie, who are killing it with the all the video and keeping up with the comments and any questions. So again, thank you so much. We're going to go ahead and finish up in the group. Have a great day.
Kathy is on our Facebook group, and she commented, "I need help. Thanks to Misty for her help."
Oh,
so she might be, yes.
So she's one of my moms, and yeah, I work with her quite a bit, but I have actually never met the bride. Yeah. Oh. I work primarily with Mom, and we have a lot of fun together. So
Good. That is awesome. Okay. So we are just in the group, so hopefully you are joining us in the group, and we want to do a shout out to all. We have, I think last week during the live, didn't we have like 30?
35 or something. 30
brides-ish, and now we have 40.
Awesome.
So we want to welcome all of you. We're excited that you joined. We hope that these topics that we're covering today are helpful, and then we already have some questions come up in the group, which hopefully Misty will have time to tackle one or two of those, and then so we're incredibly thankful that you're here. And I told Misty we get to just like relax and enjoy this part, because this is definitely more relaxed.
Yeah.
So yes. So okay. So are we good?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Everything's still good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So first question that we're going to tackle, or second question, I guess, because you already tackled one. What is the difference between day of coordinator and then full wedding planner?
Yes, that's a great question. And usually, like when I look at my weddings, about half are full planning, and then half I'm day of coordinator. Day of coordinator is a little deceiving. So day of, it's also called month of coordinator. It's also called wedding management. It's all the things. So I'll start with full planning. So that's just what it sounds. So you get engaged, it's sunk in, you're ready to start the planning. I should be your first call, or your planner should be your first call to find the right fit for you. Right. And typically how I like to work is I'll meet in person. Again, I want to make sure we have a really strong connection, a good relationship, because we're going to spend a ton of time together. So we'll meet in person, typically for a few hours. That's where I get to know the couple really well and get to know all the things that they're envisioning for their wedding. So what's most important? What's the budget look like? What's your style? What vibe are you going for? And I'm able to peel back a lot of those layers. So with full planning, like I mentioned earlier, I really help with that vendor selection. We're so lucky here in the Springfield, Branson area to have so many incredible, talented wedding professionals. But with that, it can also be overwhelming, because I get a lot of phone calls of like, oh my gosh, there's 100 different photographers, and where do I start? Right. So after that meeting, I'm really able to circle back with them and say, hey, based off our conversation, I think these 3 to 5 recommendations in each category, I'm able to present them with a more narrowed down feel. And no couple is ever the same. The vendor lineup always looks different, as it should, customized to them. So that's on the front end. I will connect them with each vendor, set up consultations. I do use a wedding planning software, so all wedding planning is happening in one dashboard. Right. So that's where we track their checklist. So I have one big crazy checklist that I'm able to look at. I hide that from the couple so they don't get overwhelmed, and I just task them out with different things throughout the process. It sends them monthly updates. We put their budget there. I'm able to peel apart their budget for each category so they know what to expect per category. We track payment reminders. There's a lot of those, right? Because you're making payments 60 days out, 30 days out, 90 days, depending on how that looks.
Right.
We'll put their guest list in there. That's where they'll track their RSVPs. We will build their floor plan out in that. That'll help them create for their venue. There's a design studio, so we're going to put all of their pictures and what they're envisioning in there. We've got all the things wedding that's housed right there. So the full plan really is that all-inclusive, from helping them select the vendors, doing on-site tours with the venue, creating that floor plan, doing the checklist, all the way up to creating that master timeline for all of your vendors, being there for the ceremony rehearsal, and then really running the show the day of so that the couple and the family is able to really sit back, relax, enjoy it, and I worry about what's next and really guide them through that day. So full planning, we have a lot of fun with full planning because it's start to finish and we really get to know each other, and working within that software is really helpful for my couples.
Right.
The day of, month of, or wedding management, whatever you like to call it, it's deceiving because it really starts a little bit sooner than that. So for either package, I definitely recommend, book these as soon as you can, because dates do fill up. For the day of coordinator package, for me specifically, I work a little bit different. Every coordinator is a little bit different, but when you book for day of, I'll go ahead and have you start sending me all of your contracts that you have booked, your vendors, as you book them. So the biggest difference for the day of is that you as the couple, I send you the checklist, but you manage the checklist, you book all your vendors, you do a lot of that work on your own. Right. And then once you book those vendors, you'll email those to me and I'll get your file started. Then from there, typically anywhere from like 4 to 6 to 8 weeks out from the wedding is when the couple and I will sit down, and we really put the final touches on that timeline for the day before, the wedding day, and we reel everything in. Right. I think the biggest thing for the day of coordinator, if you're getting married and you've got 6 different vendors or wedding professionals, right, they're all going to have different timelines, right? So you're going to have a Google Doc with hair and makeup. And then your photographer is going to have a pretty detailed shot list and timeline there. So it gets to be overwhelming when you're looking at 5 different timelines and they all look a little different. Right. So I'm able to come in, communicate with your vendors that you have booked to say, hey, send me what you have. I'm going to pull it all together. We're going to all work off the same one. It's really a collaboration between me and the other professionals that we have lined up. And it's just a puzzle, right? So it's like you've got the venue for 12 hours, the photographers for 8, DJs for 4, but we've got a 5-hour reception, right? So it's like just piecing all of that together saves the couple a lot of time, and then we just fill in the gaps on there. So that's probably the biggest difference. Full wedding planning, I'm there from the beginning all the way to the end, and I'm really going to guide you through the whole process, from helping you set your budget to book vendors to remind you to do all the little things for day of. Not as involved, but it certainly keeps you on track. I'll give you the checklist, and then about 8 weeks out, we'll meet together.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Good. I think that really, really explained it really well. So thank you. And I really don't feel like I have any questions. Do you guys have any questions from as far as day of and full wedding planning? Good job.
Cool.
You rock that. Good job.
Take it.
Because, I think you handled that really well. So on both of them, you're there the day of, obviously. Yes. So you're still handling that.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. I'll really be managing that checklist, checking everyone in, getting set up, all that fun stuff. So, yeah.
Perfect.